Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome to Clean Coder YouTube channel. So today we are going to solve problem number 102, binary tree level order traversal. This is a medium level problem. So let's go through the problem statement quickly. Given the root of a binary tree, return the level order traversal of its nodes values, that is from left to right, level by level. Okay, let's go through the example one. So there's the binary tree which they have given to us, 3 9 20 15 7. So the binary tree input is like this, and we are supposed to return the output level by level. Like in the first level only 3 will come, and in the second level 9 and 20 should come, and in the third level 15 and 7 should come. So that we are going to return as a list of lists. So the amount of elements in a list at particular level should be the number of nodes at that level, right? Like in the first level there is only a single element 3. In the second level there are 2 elements 9 and 20, and in the third level there are 3 elements like 15 and 7. So this is the example, and this is the output which they want us to compute. Let's go through the constraints quickly. The number of nodes in the tree is between the range 0 to 2000, and individual node can take value between -1000 to +1000. Okay, cool. So let's move to our whiteboard now. So I have written that example here. So 3 is level 0, 9 and 20 are at level 1, 15 and 7 are at level 2. So output which they are expecting is something like this. 3 should be at level 1, and 9 and 20 should be at level 2, 15 and 7 at level 3. Okay, so this is the output which they are expecting. So now let's try to go through the code which I have used for level order traversal. This is iterative code. I'll go through each and every step, and I'll dry run a test case in the end, but let's go through the code first. So let me zoom out a bit. Okay. If this can move. Okay, let's place it here. Okay, so we are given a list of integers, something like 2D array we are supposed to return. Okay, and we are given root of binary tree. So what we are doing in this function is we are taking a list of integers, something similar to 2D array, answer, and this is the base condition. If root is null, return answer. That is, if empty tree is passed to us, then the output would also be empty. So I am directly returning answer in that case. For level order traversal, we are going to do breadth first search, similar kind of thing. So for breadth first search, we are going to use queue data structure. So in Java, queue is actually interface only, and there is no concrete class supporting queue. So we are going to use linked list as concrete class to implement the queue. Then we are adding the root element to queue, and then we are adding null. So like you could question that why we are adding null. So the answer is simple, that the output which they are expecting is level by level, right? So we need to print a new line also once the level finishes. So how would we know that whether a level has finished or not? It is very simple. We'll add a null at the end of the level, right? Whenever, like, this is a tree, okay, whenever a level would finish, like whenever a level would finish, like this level finishes, okay, in the queue I'll add a null. This level finishes, I'll add a null. This level finishes, I'll add a null. So this null would tell me that this marks the end of the level, and I am supposed to go to the next line. So this is the explanation behind adding the null. So list of integer array, this is the output of a single level. Okay, now this is the iterative while loop, so it will execute till queue doesn't becomes empty. So what I am doing is I am polling the element from the queue. So if you haven't used the poll function, poll is nothing but peek plus pop combined. So temp would hold the dequeued element from the queue. So now there are two cases possible, like either the dequeued element could be null. So let's go through the first case first. Okay, so if the dequeued element is null, it means that our level is already finished, right? So what I'll do is I'll say that my answer, like my array, contains the output of that level. So I'll add that list to my answer list of list. So this step is done. So if queue is empty at this step, I'll break out of the loop. Like this marks the end of the algorithm. So we need a terminating condition. So this is that terminating condition. Otherwise, if queue is still not empty, then it means that we are still going to go deeper into the queue. So I'm taking a new array for the new level and I'm adding the null. So like this is similar to again marking the end of the level. Okay, so this was the case when I get polled element as null. So now a second case is that polled element is not null. Okay, so what we'll do in that case is we'll add left and right child of that to the queue. Like if they exist, we can only add in case if they exist. So these if conditions are basically checking that. And array, I'm adding temp.value because like for storing the element in each level, like this element I'm adding in array. This element would go here, this element would go here. Don't worry, like I'm going to dry run this code on a sample input. So this code should be quite clear to you before doing a dry run on a simple test case. So like you can pause a video for a minute and you can go through this code once so that like you get better understanding of the example when I go through that. So fine, let's go through the dry run part of our code. So this is the simple tree which I have taken to simulate that code. So what we are doing initially is we are adding the root element. 3 is the root, right? So I'm adding the root element to the queue, and I am also adding a null that marks the end of the level. Like this marks the end of the level, right? So then what I'll do is I'll pop the element from queue. So I'll pop 3 from the queue. Since 3 is not null, okay, 3 is not null, I'm going to add 3 in my output. Okay, 3 would be added here. Okay, now 3's left child exists, right? So that I am supposed to add in this queue. Left child is 9 and right child is 20. Okay, so this is the part with 3. So now let's move forward. So next we'll poll this null value. So once we poll this null value, according to our logic, what we are supposed to do is we are going to check whether our queue is empty, but our queue is not empty, so we are not going to break out of that loop. So instead what we are going to do is we are going to give a new line which marks the end of that level, right? So we are going to move the cursor from here to here. Now cursor is here. Okay, cursor is here. Okay, so it will just do this thing. It will just move the cursor from here to here. So now let's move forward. So the next element which we are going to dequeue is 9. Okay, so let's write 9 here. So we need to check whether 9's left child exists or right child exists, and neither of them exists. So we can basically go ahead in the next step. So let's dequeue the next element, which is 20. Okay, so let's dequeue 20. And one thing like I have missed by mistake, after 20 there would be a null also in this queue actually. So while inserting this element, I will add this null also, because this marks the end of this level. I just forgot to add that. I am sorry for that. So now let's dequeue 20. And 20 would come here, and we need to check whether left or right child of 20 exists or not. So both of them exist. 20's left child is 15 and right child is 7. Okay, both of them exist. So now let's move to the next element, null. So again, what null would do is basically null would move our cursor from here to here. Okay, so it just signifies that the level has changed. So let me dequeue the null, and since our queue is not empty, we are going to add a null at the end. Okay, we're going to add a null at the end, marking the end of the next level. Okay, so it will just do this. So now let's dequeue 15. Okay, 15 doesn't have left child, neither has right child, so 15 is fine. Now let's move to 7. So let's dequeue 7. So 7 also neither has left child nor has right child. Let's move to the next element, null. So at this stage, when we'll pop this null from the queue, our queue is actually empty, right? There is no element present in the queue. So that break condition which we have written above, that would execute, and that would break the inner while loop. So this would execute and this would break the inner while loop. So we'll come out of this while loop and we'll return the answer. So the algorithm is not that complex like how it looks. You can watch this video again to get better understanding, and this is like pretty straightforward BFS kind of algorithm. So this was all I wanted to talk about level order traversal. Let's also discuss the space and time complexity trade-off of for this algorithm. So time complexity for this algorithm is quite straightforward. We are visiting each node of the binary tree only once, so time complexity is O of n, and space complexity is I would say proportional to the width of the binary tree. Like if the width of the binary tree is more, like if the binary tree is more balanced, then the space complexity would be more in that case for the level order traversal. So this was all I wanted to talk about this problem. So if you like my explanation, please like my video, and please subscribe to my channel, Clean Coder. Thanks again for watching this video.